So, as many of you may know, I don't really watch TV. And I'm so behind on television shows and series, it's not even funny. And I've been told over and over again, repeatedly, you've got to watch Game of Thrones. You've got to watch Game of Thrones. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. And I've been meaning to. I think I watched like episode 1, maybe part of it. Not really. Maybe I started it. I don't remember it. And then recently, my partner said, let's watch Game of Thrones. So I started to watch Game of Thrones with him. And we're still in season 1 and all that good stuff, right? It's not about Game of Thrones, this conversation here. But, you know, we're sitting down, we're watching things. And last night, we were snuggling on the couch and we ordered in and we're enjoying dinner and a glass of wine and Game of Thrones and snuggling and connecting and just, you know, feel good. That stuff that you want to do with your partner, right? So there we are, and I all of a sudden stand up because I'm going to go. We love keto cups, and so I jumped up in the middle of the show to go get a keto cup for dessert. And he pauses the show, he grabs all the stuff, and he, you know, takes everything into the kitchen and just kind of rinses everything off so that things are tidied up for us. And when I came back out, I had this moment. Where I was like, wow. How nice that is. Now, I've had plenty of partners in the past that grabbed the dishes and, you know, shared the responsibility of chores and, you know, of different duties and everything. And that's not an abnormality in relationship or in my life in general. But there's something special when you have such a deep connection with somebody and you come in, and because of our heart-centeredness, because of our connection, and they're, as Leon, you love keto cups too? Oh my God. If you love keto cups, I'm totally off subject here, but hey, if you love keto cups, there's this brand that's got this like caramel flavor. Oh, it's to die for. It's off of keto. It's not the keto cup brand, but oh my God. I will have to send you a picture of it or something because they're fucking amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And that's what I went for. But there we were, and you know, I was just having this like, this feeling rose up inside of me, and I thought, wow, this is an Alec and Kendi moment. Now, that doesn't mean shit to anybody but me, right? Alec and Kendi moment. What's an Alec and Kendi moment? No, they're a couple from when I was way back in the day, many years ago, 1996, 1995, 96, that my now ex-husband and we managed apartment complexes way back in the day in Northern California, and they were tenants of ours / friends, and I worked at Circuit City and sold large appliances. There's a little bit of my history. and so Alec and I actually worked together, and Kendi was Alec's girlfriend. So we would get together and we would do couples nights and everything. And I remember on multiple occasions going over to their house to watch movies. And I would sit there in such great appreciation and just this like, wow, watching the two of them connect, watching their relationship and just how they operated, how they did different things. And one of them was the simple little task that, you know, that we experienced last night, which was just in this moment, I'm going this direction, you're going that direction. We tackle, we conquer this together. We come together in this. It was like we read each other's minds, and everything just moved so smoothly, so connectively. It was a beautiful, beautiful process. And it's something that's very little. But as I told him, I said, you know, this was an Alec and Kendi moment. I told him about Alec and Kendi and how I always desired that and how I always appreciated that and how I wanted to manifest that into my life. And here I am with that beautiful connective energy and the witness of what I refer to as Alec and Kendi moments. So little thing. So here's the thing. So that's connection, right? And connection is so powerful. But with connection also comes triggers. All these triggers. Well, an Alec and Kendi moment like that was a positive trigger that I experienced, right? It was a positive. It put me into my heart center. It made me all feel so good, feel so connected in that moment to him. And that would be the positive, right? That in that love, I was in love in that moment, with that experience. Well, there's negative triggers, and we typically give more energy to the negative moments than we do the positive. Bad us for doing that, because that's how we end up creating more of that negativity, is that we end up focusing in on that, and what we focus on grows, right? So here's a moment for you on connectivity. Here we are, night before last night, 2 nights ago, and we're in bed together, and we're talking, and we're laughing, and we're joking around, and he pulls me into our, typically how we fall asleep together. We're snuggling, and he pulls me in and says something to me, and I push back, and I said, what if I don't want to? And I said it real playfully and coy and everything, and then he pushed back, and we ended up in this like playful confrontation, which ended up with him going, okay, fine, and he rolled his back to me, and it was all in play. Now, at my heart, I knew that it was all in play. In my energy, I knew that it was all in play. I had instigated it. I had, created this zone of play. But as soon as he rolled his back to me, I experienced another trigger. Okay? It triggered me into a few old relationships where all of a sudden I would feel that the love was being taken away from me because I did not show up the way my partner wanted me to. I didn't speak the way my partner wanted me to. I didn't do the things that my partner wanted me to do. Therefore, they retracted their love. Hence the roll over, pull away, turn away moment. And just in our playful interaction there, even though I logically knew that he wasn't mad at me, I found myself in that moment sitting there and dealing with that right there, that negative trigger of past relationship that would retract love from me and make me feel like I needed to earn it, go into beg mode. And I laid there with my hand on his back, on his chest, right at his heart chakra, and I just started to breathe. And I didn't say anything to him, and it felt like an eternity. It really, truly felt like an eternity. And the more I focused in on this trigger and on the feeling of retraction, I became furious. I became mad. I was mad at him for retracting, whether it was real or not. I was mad at him. I was mad at me for feeling the retraction, for instigating it, for potentially creating it. I was mad that I couldn't get the ground that I needed to figure out if it was reality or not. And I wanted to retract myself. I wanted to pull away. I wanted to run. I wanted to hide. There was that piece of me that just was like, you know what? I'm going to just roll away. I'm going to hide from this right now. Or I'm going to just roll and just go, fine. You want to retract from me? Then I'll let you feel retraction. I'll let you feel that. This is how that feels. And then there was this other piece of me that wanted to beg, wanted to plead, wanted to go, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I fucked up. I messed up. And I did neither. Neither I did. I felt all of that. I went through all the crazy, the monkey brain stuff, and I went into it, and I allowed myself to feel it, and I allowed myself to go into that, and neither one of those felt good. Both of them caused constriction in my heart. Both of them caused anxiety in my gut, which told me, well, that is not soul aligned. That's not even truth aligned. That's not feeding the love that you know that you guys have. That's not feeding this moment. And so I took a good deep breath, not having moved my hand off of his heart center yet on his back. And I said, are you seriously mad at me? And he started laughing. He's like, what? Are you kidding? At what? No, I'm not mad at you. Why would you think I'm mad at you? I'm just playing around with you, the same as you were playing around with me. And we had a whole conversation around the interaction and around the play. And we discussed all of this. And guess what? He'll listen to this and he'll get the even deeper version, because as I told him, I said, I don't really want to get into all that stuff because I don't want to bring up that negative emotion in this moment, those triggers. But here's the thing. Where does perception come in from this? The perception is that as soon as he rolled his back, it caused a trigger. Why did it cause a trigger? Because I perceived it as such. I perceived it as a retraction. I perceived it as that, right? Therefore, my role in it is that I perceived it as that, and then I'm dealing with my own internal games from the past that are not a reality for the here and now, okay? And then there is what? Well, after this video, after our conversations, he now has the ability to also know, oh, that's a trigger for her. And that creates this perception, right? So in a healthy relationship, no matter what that relationship is, when we realize that perceptions are being created due to our actions, even though we mean nothing by our actions, even though it's not something that, has anything to do with anything, what ends up happening? Well, we have a choice. We can continue to act accordingly, to make our stance, to say, well, you're just going to have to get on board. You're just going to have to get on board and know that that's not what I mean, even though that triggers the fuck out of you, even though you know that I love you, you know that I was just joking, you know these things, so don't get bothered by my actions, even though they trigger you, even though they pull up an emotional wound for you. Don't get bothered by it. I'm going to just keep doing me, because I don't need to change my ways. I don't need to change who I am or anything to relate better to you, to get you to actually trust me, because that's what happens when we get triggered, when our perceptions go all astray. Trust gets breached, and trust is a two-way street. Perception is a two-way street. Both parties have to take responsibility for their role in what is happening, in what is manifesting in the relationship. Okay? Now, we're not responsible for what somebody else thinks, how they feel. And I can preach that to you all damn day long, and I'm accurate as fuck about it. Okay? Because we're not responsible for making anybody else happy. We're not responsible for when they get mad or when they're sad or anything like that. But if we know that something is causing a reaction and we persist, we continue to do that action that creates the effect that we do not want in the relationship, we then are a conscious player to the perception, to the triggers, to the suffering, to the manifestation of the separation. There you go. So, if your partner comes to you and says, hey, that brought this up inside of me, or if your partner uses words like trigger, if you're with a woman that has experienced rape or physical violence, if you're with a man that has experienced abuse of some nature, that has felt trauma from the feminine or from the other masculine, no matter what your sexual preferences are, if your partner comes to you and says, when you do this, this comes up inside of me, I'm recognizing that this comes up inside of me, we have a choice to act in love or to act in ego. To act in ego means that we are going to persist with our actions. And we're going to say, yeah, I hear you, but I don't really give a shit. Because you're not going to cause any ruffle in my action and who I am. I'm going to just do me. Well, that's great. And that means that you are making the decision that that relationship does not serve you, does not need to be part of your life, does not need to have any sort of support in that, and that you have no role in supporting it in love. When we truly love somebody, when we truly care about the relationship, we can see our role in the effect of everything that occurs in it, and realize that it is always a two-way street. It is never a one-way street, no matter what we're dealing with. And the best connections are done in love, are done in communication, and done with presence and compassion. So I bring that to your attention today, because those are the things that have kind of been bouncing around in my world. And as I look at how I perceive things and the engagement in my relationships, especially in my most intimate relationship, and to all of you couples out there, or soon to be couples, or couples in waiting, I encourage you to really truly play with this in your friendships, with your children, with your business partners, with the people that you associate with, that you're just on a day-to-day basis with, and realize that we do live in a world where we tend to constantly put ourselves on the fence and take offense to everything. That stance means that we're not owning our own responsibility in it. And when we have other people taking offense to us, if we can't figure out why, then that also means that we're not taking responsibility for us. And here's the thing, we can take responsibility, and that's great. And I've heard it many, many times, and I say it myself probably all too much. I own that, okay? And I'm really great at owning my shit. But in the owning means that we have to be willing to transform it. That's where the alchemy of our lives comes in, is in the transformation process. Can we take what we are receiving, and can we truly receive that, process it, and really turn it into something beautiful? Because if we want to deepen our relationships, if we want to deepen our connection, and if we want true communication, then what we have to do is recognize our role in every single thing that is coming to us. Okay, guys, on that note, for any of you that saw the energy defense, self-defense class that is out, Addison Bell and I were going to be teaching that this Saturday. We have postponed that class to give some extra time for everybody to get their shit in order, get into that class. We have spots for 10 to 15 people open. We do have spots that are already registered for that. If you deal with people, okay? If you deal with people, if you are a living, breathing human being and you deal with people, if you are in the healing arts at all, if you are, whether that is a yoga instructor, a doctor, massage therapist, a coach, a practitioner or something, a body worker, a psychic, you name it. If you are in one of the healing arts out there, the metaphysical community, okay, then this class is definitely for you. If you have children, if you have relationships, well, guess what? You're taking on energy. You are probably allowing yourself to be diluted in different ways and drained in different ways that you're not even aware of. And we are teaching this class in hopes to, at this time in our world where we are so polluted with so much, and we are bogged down with so much, and we are living in such fear in our world, in our societies, in our relationships right now. This is the perfect time to teach an energetic self-defense class where we give you the tools that we use on a day-to-day basis. That I have developed a lot of these tools over the course of the last 20 plus years of my life, and all of my different trainings and all the different work that I have done with thousands and thousands of people at this time. Guess what? In order for me to stay vibrant, in order for me to have energy of being a mom of 7, of, having the energy for my partner, building a business, getting the content out to you guys every day the way I do, manifesting different courses, traveling, and having time still to what? Work out, take care of myself, clean my house, do all the things that I need to do, be good to the people in my life. Well, it requires a certain level of self-love that is created through energetic self-defense. So much like a self-defense class, we are teaching some very basic principles, easy to learn principles, things that you can do like that and create a habit so that you can walk out into the world and have the safety that you need from all the energetic vampires that come to you on a day-to-day, moment-by-moment basis. In the links of this Conscious Coffee, please click on it, read it, sign up if you are local to Dallas, Fort Worth area. If you can get your butt here for the next date, it will be in April. We are postponing this out probably the second or third week in April. I don't know exactly what the date is, as and I still have to decide that, but it will be coming out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So make sure that you get in there. If you want to wait until that date comes out, message one of us so that we can give you a better time frame on that. Get on the waiting list for it so that you can get the email, so that you can be one of the registries for that right away. Okay, outside of that, go to my website, www.kendallwilliams.com. Check out the programs, check out the coaching, check out the content there. It's content rich, everything that you need, easy access just for you. All right, anything else? Nope, not today. I am off to do a free spirit talks, so stay tuned for that, because Addison and I will be coming live to you in a very, very short period of time with a beautiful conversation. Can't wait to share this next little tidbit with you as Addison and I share on a beautiful topic in just moments. Love you guys. Remember, you are worthy. You are lovable. You have the ability right here, not at your fingertips, but right here in your heart center, to live a beautiful, abundant life, to have the relationships that you want, the success that you want, the wealth, the health, the connection, everything. It's all right within you. Just make the commitment to do your work, to love yourself, and to step forward and claim the life that you deserve. Love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee.